I was standing on the balcony of my villa when the call came. My father's voice sounded exactly the way it always did, entitled, polished, and already disappointed. Your golden sister's family is moving in. Don't like it. Leave just like that. 10 years of being the family inconvenience, broken only by the rare privilege of being ignored. I stayed quiet, tracing the rim of my wine glass with my thumb. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I just said softly, all right. He thought that meant surrender. It didn't, it meant permission. Because by then, the trap was already set. I used to tell myself my parents couldn't help it, that favoritism was blindness, not choice. My sister, my unborn first, born loud, born demanding, took all the air out of every room. I learned early to stay quiet just to hear my own thoughts. When I graduated top of my class, they thanked her for guiding me. When I bought my first car with my own savings, they scolded me for not letting her choose the color. And when she married a man whose biggest achievement was a well-kept beard, they acted like her marriage upgraded the family bloodline. By the time I turned 25, I finally understood. I wasn't family, I was scaffolding. Only noticed when someone needed to climb. So I worked quietly, relentlessly, until the day I bought a villa by the sea. My villa, my peace. They never visited, never congratulated me, never even asked how I paid for it. But when my sister's debts exploded, when her husband's business collapsed overnight, suddenly the daughter they ignored was useful again. My parents said they just needed somewhere temporary to stay. But the papers I found in my father's briefcase during a forced visit told the truth. They weren't planning to stay. They were planning to give my villa to my sister without telling me. They assumed the house was still in my name. It wasn't. That's when the ground shifted, not from shock, but from clarity. They didn't see me as a daughter, or even as a person. I was an asset, and assets get taken unless they're protected. I didn't confront them. That's what they expected: tears, anger, pleading. Instead, I smiled. I poured tea. I kept everything light. Then I hired a lawyer. I moved the villa into a private trust, sealed, protected, untouchable. Not under my name. Not under any name they recognized. I installed cameras. I recorded every conversation, every insult, every entitled demand. And then I waited. 10 years of being overlooked had taught me patience. They arrived at sunset, 3 cars, 2 kids, and enough luggage to start a new civilization. My sister stepped out first, sunglasses on even though the sun was already gone. She didn't greet me. She just looked at the villa and smiled like a queen surveying her new palace. My mother brushed past me and patted my arm the way she always did. You'll need to move out of the master bedroom, she said. Mom needs space, I nodded, of course. Every word I spoke that night was a spark dropped onto their assumptions. They thought the fire was for warmth. They didn't smell the gasoline. The next morning, they sat in the living room complaining about the air conditioning, the towels, the tea. I placed a folder on the table and sat across from them, calm and steady. What's this? My sister asked. Something you should all read. As they opened it, their faces changed: confusion, disbelief, then fear. Inside were the trust documents, the updated deed, the dated legal transfer. This villa isn't in my name anymore, I said quietly. And it's not something I can give away. My father slammed the folder shut. You can't do this. I already did. My mother's voice shook. Where are we supposed to go? I shrugged. Last night you said this place was yours. I assumed you had a plan. My sister stood up fast. Are you kicking us out? I leaned forward. No. I'm reminding you you were never invited. Their shock felt like the first real breath I'd taken in years. They were gone within an hour. No speeches. No apologies. Just car doors slamming, like the final punctuation in a story that was finally over. That night, alone again, I stepped onto the balcony. The sea was calm, like it understood. Revenge wasn't loud. It wasn't anger. It was precision. Silence sharpened into something unstoppable, letting people walk straight into the consequences they built themselves. I didn't win by fighting them. I won by leaving the role they forced on me. And now this villa isn't just a home. It's proof that being cast aside only hurts until you realize you were never meant to stand beside people who refuse to see your worth. And sometimes, the sweetest revenge is simply living in what they tried to take.